everyone.
Hello.
And welcome to Kirsty and Brownie's Comfort Zone.
Hang on, I'm yawning.
Oh,
No,
she's going methods this week. And I'm Bryony.
Sorry, it's midday. It's very early.
A very sleepy podcast.
Sleepy.
I mean, if any podcast can get away with yawning, it should be us.
Yes, I agree.
Feel.
Which is good because that's all I do.
It just means that we've been doing our work, being sleepy.
Sleeping.
Women.
That's my work. What are you doing? Napping? Content. I need it for content.
Yeah, I'm actually on the grind right now. The dream
on that dream grind.
I apparently last night was talking a lot in my sleep.
Oh,
which is weird because when I woke up, Alex was talking in his sleep. So he was like, "Do you think we were just chatting away to each other all night?"
Yeah, maybe.
Because I woke up and he was just like, "Yep." I was like, "What?" And he just went, "Okay." And I turned over and looked at him and he had like his hand to his face as if he was talking on the phone. And I was just like, "Oh." I don't know what I was saying. But yeah, apparently we were both just having a chatty little night last night.
I always talk in my sleep. But I mean, I don't know if I still do. Tabs doesn't tell me.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I do it quite a lot.
You should put a little microphone on Tabs. Have him record you all night.
I need to download Pokemon Sleep again. That's what I need to do. My Pokemon miss me.
Does that tell you? Does that record?
Yeah. It do. I never got anything good though. I always just got shuffles and cat purrs.
Oh, we should do a Pokemon Sleep special episode where we spend the night together.
We can do that, and then we can see what Pokemon we catch in the morning.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you ever tried Pokemon Sleep, but basically you set it up before you go to bed. You like put the phone face down, and it goes into bed mode. And then as you sleep, Pokemon come and just hang out around you in the morning. You wake up, and it's like you had this kind of sleep, like probably based on like I don't know the noises you make or just random junk. I don't know. It's really good at collecting data.
Is it on your pillow next to you?
Yeah.
Or just...
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think you're supposed to put it on your pillow, but if people don't want it on the pillow, I think you could put it on like a bedside cabinet or something. But then Pokemon appear, and then in the morning you can catch them, and then you feed them and hang out with them, and it's very cute.
Aww.
I think Lewis still does it. I'm pretty sure last time I was in Bristol, I saw him messing about on Pokemon Sleep, and I was like, oh my god, someone's still playing that game. But it was nice.
Yeah.
I think I just kept forgetting to put my phone on charge or forgetting to put the app on. And then I'd just be like, well, now I've missed Pokemon Sleep for a day, so I don't want to do it anymore. Like much like Duolingo.
I think the reason I've not used those sorts of things before is that I always used to listen to Audible on my phone, so I'd have to have that up. But Audible just stopped working on my phone. So I've deleted it. So I actually could do something like that now.
That's weird.
I now have to listen to it on another device that I fight with every single night because it doesn't like save my place that I last listened to it.
Oh, that's annoying.
So I have to lie in bed just being like, sorry if I set anyone's off, but being like, Alexa, play this, jump back 5 minutes, jump back 2 minutes, jump back 5 minutes, jump forward a minute. Because I have this thing, I don't know if this is a common thing or just a me thing, but if I have to listen to the same bit again, I'll get really like, oh, I've heard it. So I have to, like, the logical thing would be like, oh, it's only 5 minutes, just lie and listen to it. But I would just, it makes me
not for 5 minutes. Yeah, that would make me antsy as well.
So I'll try and find the exact, and like on my phone, it's just a slidey thing. I could just slide it along and be like, I was there. Whereas having to give direct orders every time.
Have they like made a new app for it or something? Because I'm pretty sure they discontinued the desktop app, or maybe they released a new version of it, because my version of the desktop app doesn't work anymore. Like, every time I go on it, it's like, can't find your library, everything's broken, here's some books from 5 years ago that you had. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, like I can obviously still listen to everything because I've listened to a couple of different books, but I just have to request them by name with voice commands. But to be fair, all I did was, oh, it doesn't work on my phone. Oh, I give up. I deleted it and I never looked into it again. So it's good to me that it's fine, but It does free up. I mean, does that mean that Pokemon Sleep would record 45 minutes of a story thinking, oh, you're chatting a lot at the beginning of this?
Yeah, you never know. I don't know. I think you can choose what to delete in the morning, but you never know what sort of files it's going to just keep and chock your phone up with. But I think it's fine.
Yeah. Or I do have my little recorder that I could just blue tack to the wall.
Yeah, I mean, if
above
you've got a
my head.
recorder and you don't care about catching Pokemon, then you may as well use that. It'll probably do better recording.
Yeah. But I would happily catch some Pokemon.
The thing with
whilst I'm at
Pokemon
it.
Sleep is that it does it like recordings. It doesn't do a constant recording. It will record when you talk.
Okay.
So it's kind of Alexa like where it's on standby, and then if you say something, it's like, hello? Okay.
Me?
Me?
Hello.
Oh, I get recording. Oh, there's a Snorlax. Oh.
I had 2 dreams last night. Speaking of chatting, I'm a bit worried about what I might have been saying because 2 parts of my dream that I remember were A, that our hamster had given birth and the babies were appearing. Because I've been so for those who don't know, I have 2 foster hamsters at the moment. One has been on pregnancy watch, but we've had her for over 20 days now. So I'm like, she would have babied by now probably if she was babyful. But I've been very confidently saying to the rescue, like, I'm like 99% sure she's not pregnant and we're fine and we're in the clear. So then obviously my brain was just like, that 1% is lingering. So I had a dream babies. And then I had a dream that Fion had, like, you know, when you get older dogs and they get those big sort of just benign dangly lumps off their bellies.
Yes.
And it's like, is it worth removing them because it would be expensive and if they're not actually causing any harm, and you just see like old big dangly dog lumps. I had a dream that Fion had like 3 of those on her belly and I was just like, oh my God, why haven't I taken her to the vet? What the heck? I was like, what's wrong with me? So yeah, that was just animal stress dreams last night for me.
Yeah. Guess what kind of stress dream I had? It wasn't animals. It was lots of things that I had to pack up and collect.
Oh,
the classic.
The old classic.
The old Kirsty classic. Yeah. So I also had a dream. I don't remember a lot of it, but I've got some of it written down.
I do have a dream recorded.
Mm-hmm.
I had a dream the other night that I didn't record though, that I went to New Zealand and it made me really happy because I want to go to New Zealand. And it was that I really like fancy, serious business job that I have no idea what it was because in my dream I was just like, yes, I am in business now. I do the business job. And I remember talking to Kim at one point and Kim was like, you do business job? You must earn so much money. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I never asked how much business job pays. I don't know how much money I earn. Do I earn a lot of money now I have business job? And I remember in my head thinking like, maybe I earn 80K.
Wow.
Because that's business job
specifically
money.
80K.
Yeah. And just having this feeling of like, oh my God, I live in New Zealand and I earn 80K and I do business now. I just felt really like, I woke up like, I'm successful. And I was like, oh no, wait.
No, I'm
it
not.
was a dream.
Never mind.
I'm just poor little me in grey England.
Oh no.
But I did enjoy my time in New Zealand, even though I've never been. It was lovely over
that's
there.
good.
You should go.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'll have to give it a go. I'll see if I can dream it up.
Yeah, it saves on flights.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what? I do wonder, because I've been thinking about, as I constantly am thinking, if people would ever sponsor us to do things.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, what if we had like a really cool dream about a very specific place and that place sponsored us to go? So I wonder if it was partly my brain's way of being like, dream about places you want to go.
I want to go to New Zealand
because
now.
Then the head of New Zealand will hear this podcast and be like, we should bring them to New Zealand. It's their dream.
They literally dreamt about this. Bring them in.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Because that's how it works, right? Business.
Business. I feel like
Business
my dreams have
dream.
just been nonsense lately. Like I can't pinpoint any dreams where I was like, I was in this specific place for this reason.
Yeah.
It's just, I am in a random place and lots of weird stuff is happening all the time. I guess like there's been such a big gap where I've not been dreaming properly that they're all just bursting out and it's all just nonsensical.
All slipping through the gaps.
Yeah.
Well, would you like to hear my dream? It's one that I actually brought last week and then we ran out of time.
Yeah, let's do that first in case I
it's
babble about everything again and then we miss it.
I love your babbling.
Babble.
I don't remember this, but I had it last month, almost a month ago to the day, apparently.
Lovely.
So I think I vaguely remember what dream this is. And if so, it's one that I have been wanting to share with you ever since I had it.
Okay.
But it might not be that one, so we shall see. Okay,
All right.
here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
I had a dream that I was fostering this chinchilla and what was like an aardvark sloth crossover. And at first in the dream, it was in this big flat, like big apartment. And the chinchilla was staying in like a little poor hut style tank because he was just a baby, and then he grew up and I had to get him a bigger one. And then somehow the dream sort of shifted that he was staying in a bookshop and I would have to go and visit him after work, and I would take away these books that were in front of the door, and then I would take him out. He was so soft and lovely. But yeah, I don't really remember much else about it, just that he was soft and very nice. And at one point I went into the shop and the lady who worked there was like, oh, you need to have a look at him, he's not well. And I opened up this little like cloth shoe bag, and he was in there with a little bunny, and they were both nibbling some strawberry, and I was like, oh, hello. And he jumped out and he seemed fine. But yeah, the end. Bye-bye.
And
That was not the dream I was thinking it was. So that's just a random chinchilla dream I had, apparently.
That was a nice simple one. It was just, I have a chinchilla, it's gotten big, I need a new enclosure. Oh, are they not well? No, they're fine. Perfect.
It's had a beginning, a middle, and an end.
It did. Beautiful.
There you go. I do love chinchillas.
Chinchillas are very soft.
They are so soft.
They're
I
just
remember
big
the first time.
balls of soft. Oh my God.
They are. Like when we first got one in at the vet when I worked there, and the vet was just like, do you want to touch them? And I was like, yes.
I just want to squish them.
Oh. Like you can't even tell you're touching them at first because they're that soft.
Yeah.
You have to really like be like, oh.
Yeah. I remember we had them in at work. Like, and I don't think I'd ever seen a chinchilla before, really. And I just stared at them. I was like, oh my God. They're just perfect. They're just
Yeah.
perfect little beautiful balls of ball fluff.
Oh. They are like Pokemon in a way.
They
like I know
are.
they're obviously
They are.
real,
I don't know
but
if
they
there's a
look
chinchilla.
quite.
Is there a chinchilla Pokemon? I don't think there is.
I guess is that what is it like Marill or whatever? They're quite
Oh, there is.
ball-shaped
But
mouse-like.
Marill is. I think Marill's supposed to just be a mouse, but I see it looks more chinchilla-y than the
They're
chinchilla
quite
Pokemon.
like round as a mouse, aren't
Yeah.
they? Yeah.
The chinchilla one is Mincino. It's just got big ears and it's grey. It's kind of chinchilla-y, but it's not round enough.
Oh, is that how it's said? Because I've always said Minchino. Like
It might be. It might be Mincino. I always call it Mincino, but it might be Mincino. I
I think
don't know.
because I am only just learning like the later. I know I do appreciate these are like 15 years old, but for me, the new Pokemon.
No, I know what you mean. The ones that aren't like Gen 1 or Gen 2.
Yeah. So every time I see them, I just like make up how they're said in my head. And
You're probably right, to be honest.
they evolve into like Cinchino.
Yeah.
So I guess that's sort of like Chinchino if they're like a chinchilla.
It probably is Chino if it's Chinchilla, yeah.
Yeah.
Chinchino.
They're very cute.
They are cute.
I like them.
Have you
I
ever
like this little
seen
guy.
an Esper? It's not a Chinchilla Pokemon, but I feel like you'd like them anyway. Espurr.
Oh, I do like them. There's a picture of one holding a flower.
Ah.
That brings me joy. They look like they've seen some things.
Yeah. That's why I like them. They have that 1,000-yard stare that's just what have they seen?
I really like Marill because there's a new, like the latest Pokemon packets that came out. I kept opening them and I swear I just got every single packet has had a Marilyn and Marilyn. And there was a time when I was on stream and I was doing Tears of the Kingdom. And I was like, I keep getting marrow. Oh, look, I can open a packet. And I opened it up and it had like 2 or 3 in there. And I was just like, see, I just keep getting them. I've just got this horde of little guys.
I like marrow. I really like shiny Azumarill, the one after it.
Is that?
Azumarill is like, it looks like a big egg. And he's not very nice, really.
Like
but the shiny one, the shiny one is yellow. And I like yellow Pokemon.
Aww.
It's just a big yellow egg.
Cute. Yeah, I've been like, I've enjoyed learning a bit more about them. Because at first I was like, I wasn't that keen on some of the newer ones. Because I think when I was looking at them and I was thinking, this is just someone's been sat in their little Pokemon office and they've looked across and they've gone like, key Pokemon, there you go. And I'm just like, it just feels like they've run out of things. But now I've learned to love some of the newer ones. And I actually quite like, what are they called? Like the Rotom ones where it's like the little ghost possessing items. I think that's actually quite cute.
Yeah, Rotom's very
like
cool.
Them.
The thing is as well, like if you go back to Gen 1, it was the same thing. The thing is, it was all animals rather than objects. They lent into the objects more, and then people were like, why are they making Pokemon out of keys? Blah, blah, blah. And with Rotom as well, why is there a refrigerator Pokemon? but if you go back to Gen 1, it's like frog, lizard, turtle, bee, pigeon. And it's just literally seal, who is called Seal.
I think I quite liked that because it reminded me of, oh my gosh, I swear we've talked about this before and I can't even think what it was called. But in when I was growing up, there was this series of animal combinations that were they called the Wuzzles or something?
Wuzzles.
They were called the Wuzzles. So you would have like, there's one who's like a lion and a bee, and one that's like an elephant and a kangaroo. And I think Pokemon just sort of felt like an extension of those, being like, oh, this is like a Pika but lightning and stuff. And I think that was what made me first like them. So I didn't mind that sort of like, because sometimes you look at them and you're like, it's a pigeon. What's different about it? I don't know.
No, it's just a pigeon.
It's a worm. Don't question it. But I like that. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
But like I said, I've come to have affection for some of the new ones.
Nice.
And I think it's been a nice way that they've been releasing the new packs quite slowly. So it's not been a bombardment of here are all the Pokemon. It's like they started off with the new ones and now with the Gen 1. They've slowly done it.
Have you ever played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon?
No. I think I've had it recommended to me before.
You might like that because you play kind of as the Pokemon and they all have personalities. It's like proper sort of, well, not proper RPG. It's a randomly generated dungeon game. But like all the Pokemon have personalities and you make friends and you have companions and stuff. And I think you'd like it. And people always ask me to play it. They're frothing at the mouth for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
What do you play it on? Is it DS? Or is
it's on a few things. It was on DS. It's on Switch. Yeah.
I could do it on Switch.
Yeah.
I really liked, because I'm just not that, I mean, having played the card game, I am a bit more like, because I have been doing the battles and stuff. But I guess in my mind, I'm like, well, it's just a card game, so it's fine. Whereas I do feel bad when I'm actually watching Pokemon fighting. I'm just like, oh. So I liked the Pokemon Snap, the new one of those on the Switch.
Oh, that game made me cry.
Although I did feel a little bit bad because it's just like, oh, look at this Pokemon, throw an apple at its head.
It wasn't, they actually made it less bad in that one. Like in the old one, you had the apple, but then you had Pestables as well. I can't remember what they replaced Pestables with in the new one. But yeah, Pestables, they were like balls that would explode in purple gas and make the Pokemon dizzy. in the first one, and it was just like, oh no, like I have to bonk them on the head with an apple or throw gas at them. But yeah, in the new one, they made it a little bit more Pokemon friendly.
What? I can see Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. Is that the right thing, or is
probably? Pokemon
That's
Mystery
just got
Dungeon.
so many words
Switch.
added on.
Rescue Team DX. Yeah, that's probably it. 2020 roguelike game. If there are any Pokemon Mystery Dungeon fans, let us know if that's a good one.
Yeah.
People always... Oh, it's a remake of the 2005 video games, Blue Rescue Team and Red Rescue Team. Yeah, they're the DS versions. So it's a remake of the DS versions. So that's good. I think people always recommend Explorers of Sky, which
that's
is a DS one as well. But Blue Rescue Team and Red Rescue Team, I think, are good.
£82 from sex.
How much?
Blimey. £82?
82? For Explorers of Sky?
82? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a DS game, yeah.
Blimey.
I'll have a look and see what I've got, because I might have... Well, that would just be in private, because you wouldn't be able to stream a Switch game, but a DS game even. But I might have a DS one, maybe. Question mark. I'm not sure. Or I might have traded it in once upon a time.
Are they unelgatoable?
Yeah. You need to buy like a rig for streaming DS games, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless you use a Windows DS.
Okay. I looked up what it means to dream of chinchillas.
Right.
Out of interest. And it says, chinchillas are gentle creatures that avoid conflict. Like me.
Oh, good.
Symbolizing tranquility and the need for a calm approach to life. If you dream of a chinchilla, it may be a message urging you to cultivate peace within yourself and your surroundings. It also says that they speak of innocence and warmth, impulsiveness and communication. Apparently that's what they symbolize. So I guess maybe it was just my brain telling me to calm down and look after a chinchilla.
Just calm down. Calm down and look after yourself. You're the chinchilla.
Keep calm. You are a chinchilla. That's what the poster would say. This dream would have been like less than a week before I then got the foster hamster. So I guess I would have had fostering on the brain, as I often do.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it was chinchilla instead of hompter. Or maybe I felt like taking on like a possibly pregnant hamster was a bigger job. So my brain was like, big hamster, chinchilla.
That makes sense.
Maybe.
That does make sense. But at least they were healthy in your dream though. Like, you took them to the vet and
yeah.
You're like, are they okay? Yeah, they're fine. They're fine. Everything's fine. And it seems that Hompter is not pregnant after all.
Yeah, so hopefully
we think
that's the sign of a healthy chinchilla. That's what it means. Oh, I would so love to have chinchillas. Like, I remember looking into rescuing one when we were between rodents, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I think just the fact that, like, they are very lovely and they also have quite a similar diet to bunnies and a similar sleep cycle to bunnies. So I was like, well, they're just sort of like the rodent version of having a bunny. And also just the fact that they have such a longer life expectancy than a lot of other rodents, I think.
Yeah, they do.
I was thinking
time,
like, oh, if I could, because I think sometimes they can live for like
plus, isn't it like
16,
20? I thought it was like 20
I
years.
think they get
Chinchilla
quite a while.
lifespan. Okay, 10 to 15, yeah.
Yeah, so
it's not unusual for chins to live into their 20s. But
so I just thought that would be, because it is one of the toughest, I mean, you know this better than anyone, but one of the toughest parts of looking after rodents is you just feel like you get such precious little time with them.
Yeah, definitely. They just come and go like that.
Yeah.
Bless them, the babies. Someone needs to invent a rat that lives forever.
Yes.
The forever rat.
Eternal rat. Yeah.
The eternal rat. Sign me up. God, I said to my mum the other day, I was out for a walk and I called her and I was just like, Mum, I'm rat broody. I want a rat. I want rats now. I said, I woke up on, what day was it? Monday morning. Christmas Day. Oh. No, I woke up on Monday morning and I was like, what if I bought a cage today? So I went for a big walk instead. And I told that to my mum. She was like, no, don't do it. Oh. And I was like, but what if I did though? The problem is there's not enough people around me to come and check in on them or clean them if I was away for a long time. So I can't get them. I need to move. Can someone leave me their estate in their will so I can move to Bristol? And then I can buy some rats.
Well, we found this amazing house that had loads of bedrooms. And this is a conversation that comes up quite a lot of what if we started a commune?
Yeah.
And it came up again because we found this amazing property that had lots of land around it to develop as well. And we're like, we could just start a commune. That would be lovely.
That would be lovely. Let's just do
everyone having their own. Like we found this 43 bedroom castle.
Jesus.
To be fair, it was 2 million. But I feel if we all pitched in, if enough of us pitched in, imagine going to like the mortgage signing and there's like 30 of you in there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We're all joint owners of this establishment. But
we're all moving in together.
Yes.
We're going to get so many rats.
I looked up the rodent that lives the longest, and apparently naked mole rats can live around 30 years.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they do.
We just live in a mansion surrounded by naked mole rats.
They are interesting looking little guys.
They look like penises.
Yes. Penises with bad teeth.
Big teeth, yeah. But they are fascinating.
They are, yeah. They are fascinating, but they are yeah.
A face a mother could love.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. And I'm sure if I was a mother to one, I would love it dearly.
Yeah.
It's,
if you had
Google it,
a
it's
naked
listed
mole
with
rat.
a blobfish.
Oh no.
Oh.
What would you name if you had a pair of naked mole rats? What would you call them?
Oh my god. Oh my god, what would I call them? Do you have names in mind already for your naked mole rat pair?
The first names that came into my head were Scrunge and Scrote.
Oh god, yeah, that's good. That's good. Also known as the sand puppy. Oh, sand puppy. Scrunge and Scrote.
Are baby rats called puppies as well?
They're kittens, I think.
Oh, okay. Because hamsters is pups, but bunnies is kittens.
I think rats. I'm pretty sure rats are kittens. Are baby rats called?
They are.
Yes,
ratlings.
they are. And then the male and female are a doe and a buck, I think, like deer.
Oh, okay. That's the same with bunnies.
Yeah.
But guinea pigs, I think it is the pig names. I think they're like boars.
Yeah.
And sows.
Yeah, I think you're right there. What is a group of bunnies called?
A lot of people say it's called a fluffle, but apparently that isn't actually a biologically accepted name. So I think the proper name is, I think you can get like a warren of bunnies.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Or I want to say herd.
No.
Or maybe a colony.
Group of rabbit. Colony or
I
a
always
herd.
thought
Or a warren. Or a nest.
There seems to be some argument as to whether fluffle is a real term. But I think language is ever evolving, and I think if enough
Fluffle.
people say
It's like a squad
fluffle
of squid.
bunnies. Yeah. And who even decides these sorts of things? The people, I say. And we are the people.
Exactly.
And we say fluffle.
It's a fluffle.
Yeah. What's a group of rats?
The mischief.
Oh, that does make sense. I wonder what a group of chinchillas is called. Maybe a cloud.
That'll be a fluffle.
Oh, is it just a? Oh, it's just a herd.
Ah.
A herd of chinchillas. I like
A group of guinea pigs is a herd or a muddle.
Oh, they do get quite muddled, don't they?
Yeah. I love the sounds they make.
I like a dazzle of zebras because that just sounds very fancy.
Yeah, very fancy. It's like they're showing up with like sunglasses and fancy clothes.
Have you heard that joke about why do bees stay in their hives over winter?
I haven't heard that joke.
Swarm.
Swarm. God damn it. Oh my god.
Well, my dream was a very basic one. I need to look after myself and I love chinchillas.
Pretty much, yeah. That's more or less what I'm hearing, to be honest. I think in this situation you are the chinchilla and you need to look after yourself. Give yourself more room to breathe.
Fluffy.
You're very fluffy.
And soft.
A lot of hair.
Yes. So what was your dream?
Okay.
My love?
Let me check my notes. I didn't write down many notes because I woke up and was like, I need to remember that. And then I went back to sleep. And that's the classic for forgetting dreams. But I remembered a tiny bit. So in the first part, I was in somebody's house. I think it was Sophie, Miss Cupcakes, Sophie. I think it was her house. And I was staying over. I had like a room all to myself that was, I guess it was meant to be like a guest room, but at this point I just made it my own. And I had to leave. I guess I was just going home and I had to pack up all my stuff. But it was as if I had just been living in this place for God knows how long. And all of, like, it was just my stuff everywhere. So there was so much, like, you know, when like you open bedside cabinet drawers and it's just full of crap. And it was just like, what do I take out of all of this stuff if I need to go home? Like, I'm going to have to leave stuff here. So I was trying to find like the important stuff, like my iPad and things like that. And I'm packing it up. And then I was like, well, I have to take the sheets off the bed. They can keep the bed frame. Stuff like that. And I was packing up all this stuff and I was talking to Sophie and I was like, I'm not going to be able to take everything. And she was like, oh, well, that's okay because we're going on holiday and we can take a suitcase and drop it off because we've got a layover in England at some point. And I was like, right. So it's going to fly to like Australia and then fly to England and then you can drop off my stuff like a few hours down the road. That's fine. Yeah, let's do that. So yeah, so I'm packing all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. Then it comes to having to leave, at which point it's like, well, there's a van here that you can use. And it was like an old sort of campery VW van, but not like the old retro style. It was more of like the 90s style. And like I put my stuff in the van and I went to leave and I was driving with a couple of people. I don't know who they were, but they were with me. But the problem was this van, much like every car I drive in dreams, the brakes didn't work. Whenever I drive, it's not that they don't work, but I press the brakes, the car slows down, but it keeps sliding like it's on ice. And that every car I drive in dreams does that. They never work. So I'm trying to drive this van and not rear end someone. And then eventually I had to just pull over and walk down the road instead. And there was this whole scene where 4 of us were walking down a road carrying all of my stuff. I don't know where we were taking it, but I was dropping it. And I like, you know, when you're holding like, I don't know, an armful of washing and you drop a sock and you're like, shit, how am I supposed to lean down and pick that? It was like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that part. There was also a part of the dream where me and my mum were in a house on the beach. And our house was there. We had the beach in front of it. To the left of us was like this huge dune. It was almost like a cliff side, but it was all sand. And at the base of it, she'd chosen to get a pool. She was like, "Oh, I've paid to have a pool installed like on the beach in front of the house." And the pool man came to install it, and he had almost like a pressure washer, and he was pressure washing all of the sand into stone to make a base for this pool. And he made it, and it looked a lot smaller than I thought it would. He'd like pressure washed different sizes into the sand, and I could see like a really big one that kind of did end up in front of our house, a slightly smaller one that was a bit off center, and then the smallest one, which he was doing, which was outside of our house, turn left and walk a few hundred meters. And I was like, Mum, why is it all the way over there? So he made it, he filled it with water, and it was like, right, we need to let it set. We can't swim in it for a bit, so we just have to leave it. So while we're waiting for it to set, somebody puts like a slip and slide, like a huge slip and slide on this cliff. And everyone, like, it's like a summer's day on the beach. Everyone's there playing on this massive slip and slide. And our pool is just at the bottom of this slip and slide. And I was like, they're going to go in our pool. But it's not in front of our house. It's like all the way over there. And they're going to use it. It was just so stressful. It's like we're looking at the pool like, I hope they don't touch that. That's our pool. They can't go in that. It's still setting. It's drying. And that was sort of that portion of the dream. I don't know why, but eventually the giant slip and slide got removed and the pool was okay, but it was still really far away. I think, sorry, just stop me if I'm rambling because I'm going to keep going because there was just so much random crap in this dream.
No, it's good.
Okay, stage 3. There was another part on this beach where if you go to the right, it ended up being a bit more wooded. I was walking past the trees and somebody came out And I think they might have had a gun, but they might not have. But they basically threatened us. They were like, we've kidnapped somebody that I knew. I don't know who. It might have been Sophie. I'm not sure. But they were like, we've kidnapped them. And if you don't follow us now, we're going to kill them. And I was just like, oh, for God's sake, are you serious? I need to get back to my pool. But I was like, fine, I'll come with you. So I follow them. And then suddenly I'm in like a public toilet with a bunch of police rather than the bad guys. And the police are like, this is where they were keeping them. On the back of this door here is a shirt that belonged to one of them, but they're not here, that they've been taken. And I was just like, oh, I need to get back to my pool. Like, this is such a waste of time. And I don't think that ever really got resolved, but that was that bit. And then the final bit, you'll be glad to hear, I was in some sort of arena. I was walking on the grass part. Like it was like a stadium, like a football stadium. I was walking on the grass, heading to the exit, like on the side near the seats. But there was a big old marching band. When I say big, it was like 6 people and a conductor. It wasn't big. And they were all wearing horse head masks and playing their instruments. Oh. So one of them was like playing a tuba, but they had the mouthpiece like in the horse head mask, so it looked like the horse was just eating it. And I was just like, huh, that's weird. And then I left. And that was it. And that was last night's selection of dreams.
Oh my God.
You're welcome. Oh my God.
I mean, the first part, I wonder if it's just to do with like, because you're traveling down tomorrow. I wonder if it was just thinking about traveling.
Also, Sophie's going on holiday as well at the weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it makes sense. We were both going on holiday, so we were both having to take our things and get out of there.
Yeah. I was thinking that I swear you've been dreaming about your mother,
my mother,
recently. And I was thinking like, oh, I wonder what it means to dream about your mum. So I looked it up and it says, when our parents appear in our dreams, it's often a reflection of our relationship with them, our own sense of identity, or the nurturing and guidance we receive in our lives. And I was wondering if it's like, if there's something that you are, you know, when you're little, and if like a balloon bursts and your reaction can be based on how your parents react. Like if they look shocked, you're like, oh, this is shocking. Whereas if they laugh, you're like, ha ha ha, funny. And like similar to when kids fall over, if everyone makes like a big like, oh no, are you okay? Then they'll be like, oh. Whereas if you're like, oh, that's all right, they'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I wonder if like, if in dreams, if there's like a situation that you're not sure about or something you're uncertain about, I wonder if you would maybe like have a parent there to be like, oh, I'm looking to them to see like how are they reacting? Like, can I learn from them in this situation, sort of thing. But I don't know. That was just a theory I had whilst I was listening.
Maybe. But the thing is, and I know Mum listens to this, sorry Mum, but I know that I would be the one keeping a level head.
Yeah. That's fair news.
Mum would be the one stressing, especially if people were in our pool. I'd be in the back room just like, whatever. But, oh my gosh. But to be fair, Mum wasn't stressing about it in the dream. Our roles were swapped. I was stressing. I was just like, why is it so far away? The main stressor was the fact that it was not like where it should be. The pool was too far away from our house and they just built it in the wrong place.
I wonder if, knowing what's going on with you right now, I wonder if it's like anxiety a bit about new computer and thinking like, oh God, what if this gets put in the wrong place, or what if this is built wrong? And
that's
just because I find I don't know where stuff goes in computers.
Neither do I.
And that always stresses me out when if someone's like, oh, just unclip this and move this. And I'm just like, no, I will break things. I don't trust myself.
I paid for, like, basically they have an insurance that comes with it. That's like when it's delivered and you're like installing bits and whatever, if you break something, we'll replace it. And it was like £7. And I was like, it's coming pre-built, but I'll probably break something.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can take £7. That's fine. Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, that could be it. I was stressing a bit yesterday because I feel like my PC is having a bit of a tantrum. It knows it's being replaced.
Yeah.
And yesterday in particular, it was not having a good time. I think it's because of the graphics drivers that I've just updated. So suddenly things are just breaking. And it's just a thing that seems to happen with NVIDIA. Sorry, NVIDIA, but it's true. I had, what was it? I think Final Fantasy, I was dropping a lot of frames. So I was like, I'll update my graphics drivers because I've not done it in a long time. I'm really bad at doing that. So I'll do it. So I updated them. Final Fantasy's running fine. Then I'm streaming Assassin's Creed 2, a game from 2008, maybe? And 2009. And it was having horrible graphical glitches. And I was like, is this what updating the drivers has done? And then yesterday, I'd managed to get that fixed. But then yesterday, Final Fantasy was struggling again. And every time it struggled, I could hear my PC fans like, and I was like, oh God. I was like, please just give me this new PC as soon as possible. Jeez. It's just everything that just could be going wrong with it. It just seems to be happening. I'm like, oh, please. I just need the new one before this one just dies. I don't think it's as bad as I'm making out, but I think I'm just like, please, 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 please just survive.
My computer is very much like, it has definitely slowed down a lot now. And I am getting to that stage of like, do I need to get a new one or can I just do a little bit of an update within? But it's like, there are times when I'm trying to stream a game and the game will be okay, but my webcam is just like a flick book and thrown out. Like it cannot do both at once. And then my audio will get out of sync and I'm just like, okay, I'll just play the game instead.
Do you
just
know
stuff like that? I'm like,
like what would need to be replaced in your PC, like if you updated it or upgraded it?
I mean,
besides everything,
just having a little bit more oomph, I guess, might help. But to be fair, my computer is very full and could do with a big empty.
Oh, that's one of the things I'm really looking forward to. Just having empty folders.
Yeah,
because I have a hard drive in this one from my old PC, like my old PC. It's got like a Windows 7 folder in it, just full of crap. And I was just like, why do I have this? Just give me a fresh one, a clean slate. But yeah, no, my pal who built this PC, like he was saying to me, because I like the chat was telling me, because I know nothing, that the motherboard is quite old now. It's probably coming up to 7 years old. My pal was saying, it's pretty old, and the reason the PC's still chugging along is because of the processor. Like, the processor in it is good, and we picked a good one so that I could stream with it. But even that is getting old now, and it's like, oh no, time to upgrade.
It's getting to that stage where it's just, the school year is coming to a close. It's wheeling out the VHS player, just popping a film in, just getting by until the new year.
Oh boy. My poor PC. It's like every time we record as well, like we're loading into TTT maps and everyone's like, yeah, I'm good to go. And I'm like, no, you just wait. I'm loading in. I'll be there in 5 minutes.
I got to the stage on my computer now where I will do the thing of being like, if I'm streaming, I'll go in, turn my computer on, and then go and get like a cup of tea.
Oh, so it can boot up.
Otherwise, I'm just going to be sat there.
Oh no! Okay, my it's not quite at that stage. Like, it's booting up is okay, but I know how that feels. Before I upgraded this one, it was like that before. Like, you'd have to do the whole rigmarole of, I need to use the computer, right? I better turn it on 10 minutes before I need it so it can load up everything.
It's like if Alex is going upstairs before me, I'll just be like, can you turn my computer on, please?
Oh.
And then I'll stroll in 5 minutes later, like, good to go.
Oh, I'm so excited though. I'm just so excited to be able to play games and stream things and have a good computer.
Yeah.
Can't wait. And I just want it to get here as well.
Yeah. Do you know when it's arriving?
No, they're still waiting on a part, and I feel like I'm going to be saying that forever. I'm just like, just get the part, give it to me, please. Please.
Yeah. How are you going to christen it? What will be the first game you stream on your new computer?
It depends. It'll probably be something old and janky.
Croc.
Croc,
Legend
yeah,
of the Gobbos.
it'll probably be Croc. When's Croc released?
It's the 2nd of April.
That's sort of around the time that I meant to get it, I think. So
Perfect.
it might be Croc. Yeah. Nice.
Because there are 2 games coming out on the 2nd of April, and both of them I really want to play. One of them is Croc, and I'm just like, oh, because part of me was thinking like, well, Kirsty will probably play it on that day as well, and I don't want people to have to be like, oh no, they're streaming the same game at the same time. So I was like, oh, should I just play the other one? And Kirsty does Croc on that day, or should I? I've not decided.
What day is the 2nd? Wednesday.
Must be a
Wednesday's
Wednesday,
normally my
yeah.
day off anyway, so
Perfect. You can join my stream and we'll play Croc together.
I'll play Croc on Thursday. But it depends when I get my PC. So.
Oh yeah, true. You need a PC that'll handle Croc.
Exactly.
Apparently, they've hardly changed anything about it.
Good.
People were complaining about it to me the other day, and I was just like, yeah, but it's still Croc. So
what do they want?
Why would they change perfection?
Exactly. If they changed too much, people would be like, oh, they've changed it too much. But one thing that I heard, I heard that it has an option to go back to the original graphics, I think.
Yeah.
Which is so good. I wish they did that with the Spyro ones. I would love that. Because the Spyro remasters, even though it was great that, or the remakes, it was great that you could play Spyro again and you don't have to get a PS1 to do it, but it didn't have the same charm. Like the monsters and stuff, they didn't look all goofy and silly. And
they got rid of my favorite dragon, which I was so unhappy about. He was like one of the first, he tends to be like the first or second dragon that you find in the very first home level of the first game. And he just had the silliest little old man voice where he would be like, hey, Spyro! Oh, you young whippersnapper! I remember when I was your age. And it would cut him off. And then Spyro would be like, yeah, okay. But I played through it and I was like, because I was streaming it and I was like, oh, I'm going to get to hear my favorite dragon. And then I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure it was that one because he's like on a balcony bit when you go out to the right. I was like, oh, that's weird. I thought it was that one. And then I played through the entire first game and I was like, he wasn't there. So I looked it up and they had just changed his voice.
That is
like, why?
The worst. Why do that? Yeah, there was some characters in the second one that they changed and I was somewhere. It's the level with the Yetis and the hockey. And they would chant to raise the idols. They'd be like, wow, 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 wow. And they changed the noise they made and they changed what they looked like. And I was just like, no, I want the chanting boys back. They just all look different. They don't look good anymore.
I made a noise the other day that sounded a bit like when you knock the wizards over in the first Spyro. And I kept on getting it stuck in my head. You know, when they're like, well.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love Spyro. Spyro's so good.
I love it so much. But the only thing that I'm a bit sad about with Croc, and I don't know, this was like a very old video on it, so they might have changed it, but apparently they got rid of some of the dynamic sound. Like, you know, if you're in a cave, it's a bit more echoey, and if you're by water,
they got rid of that?
Apparently.
That's
and I'm
weird.
like, is it just that they got a really early version of it and it will have it when the game releases? But
I'm going to be completely honest, I feel like it is just going to be crap, but I can't wait. I just want to play it. I feel like
someone found an old file somewhere and they were like, hey, let's just release this in HD.
Let's get this remastered, yeah.
And that's it. They've just run it through like a filter. Like, ta-da, new game. Because it's like when I played, there's a game from my childhood called Tumbi or Tumba, depending where you're from. And they re-released that. They hadn't done anything to it. And they basically, they even kept in the loading times I'm like, there was no reason to make me sit and watch a loading screen for a minute. On this day and age,
the
like
classic
when it was on the
PlayStation
PS1,
loading times where it's like, has it crashed? I'm not sure.
yeah, but they even left all of that in, and I was just like, but you know what? This is what I played as a child, and I love it, so I don't mind. Because genuinely, when I played the remastered Spyro, I said to Alex, like, I don't know what they've done. It just looks the same. And he was like, go back and look at Spyro.
Does not
and I was
look
like,
the
oh,
same.
it's just because in my child brain, that was how it felt to play it.
Yeah.
And then when I look back at it and I'm like, oh yeah, he is made of triangles.
I love that though. I love the look of the original Spyros. I just love how everything moves, like how Spyro's face is animated and everything. It just had a charm to it, you know?
Yeah.
And I love the remakes, but they don't hit the same spot. They're still good and they were pretty faithful to the originals and I'm glad they exist, but they don't hit the same spot.
Just give us Old Man Dragon.
Give us Old Man Dragon and port all of the games directly from the PS1, but maybe lower the loading times. Thanks.
Yeah.
Your favorite Spyro was the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mine was the second.
I just never played any of the other ones when I was little, so I guess it's just got that nostalgia factor.
Spyro 1 was the one I played the least out of the original three. The original three were the only ones I played, to be honest. The rest of them I don't think are worth playing. But
yeah.
2, I loved 2. 2 was like one of the ones that my older sister, I think, showed me. And I got super into it. But then 3 was one that I bought and I played on my own and I really liked it. One of the things that really stood out for me in 3 was one of the final boss stages. Because I think it was a lady and there were like 3 tiers to her fight. And in one of the tiers, you were standing on a little like UFO ship and you'd have to fly it and shoot at her while you were flying it. And I just loved the controls. I just remember really liking how the controls for that part of the fight felt. I just really, I really loved that. That really stood out for me. And the skateboarding. The skateboarding, I did so much in that game. Holy shit.
I remember like the original flying levels on the first one.
Yeah.
Just, I was so bad at them as a child. They were my like to the point where when I streamed the remaster, I was scared to go into them because I was like, everyone's going to see how bad I am. But I did them fine.
Yeah.
It was okay.
I did that too. Like when I was playing the remaster, I was like, geez, like I'll try and 100% it, but I don't know how well I'll do. And turns out it's really bloody easy.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Actually, this is like a bone of contention for me because I didn't 100% them because the game bugged out.
I remember you telling me about that. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a bit where in the third one, Hunter, is it Hunter, the little leopard guy?
Yeah, the cheetah.
He was meant to go somewhere and lead me to an egg, and he just didn't. And then I carried on playing because I didn't realize. I just thought like, oh, that's weird. And then when I came back, I couldn't get through to the like bonus bit because it was like, no, you've not completed it. So it's just sat there in the library and the others are like 110%, 110%,
oh, no.
99%. I'm just like, ugh.
Was it like in a hub world or?
I can't.
In a level?
Maybe it was. I think it was just.
It must have been in a hub world.
Yeah. Because there was a bit where you like, I think I walked like underneath 2 jumpy bits and he said something, but it was right next to it was right next to a level. And he was like, follow me. And I was like, well, I'll just do the level first. And then I missed it because he just there's no way to like reset him to then follow him after that.
Right.
So
was this in Spyro 1,
yeah.
I guess, if you were looking for an egg?
I think it was Spyro 3.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because you're collecting the babies in 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got mixed up. You got the statues. Is it statues in 1?
You do get eggs in 1, but you have to chase the thieves for them.
That's it. But it's just eggs in 3 and orbs in 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to at some point go back and play them all again.
Just play them all again, yeah.
And have trouble with the trolley.
I just, I need to finish it. I think I 100% did 1 and 2, but then I started 3 and didn't finish. So I need to just go back and do it. I also bought Mario vs. Donkey Kong on Switch the other day because I had that on DS, I think, the original one, and they remade it on Switch a little while ago, and I saw it for like 25 quid when I was in town, and I was like, I gotta get it. And I've just not had a chance to sit down and play it, but I love those games. They're so much fun. So, old games are great.
Oh my gosh, I just Googled original Spyro release date, and one of the top options is, does Spyro have ADHD?
Probably.
Okay. Well, on that note, Kirsty, thank you very much for a lovely chat as always.
Thank you, Bryony, for a lovely chat.
Thank you everyone for listening. And until next time, bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.